A quote from Nanser military maxim. Without rules, madness. Without discipline, death. Spring, 20, New Imperial Year, 4132, Year of the Tusk, the long side. Even when the skin-eaters walked ways sheeted in sunlight, some shadow of Kellhus lingered in their eyes. The reflection of friends lost, the glint of things not quite survived. Not 2 days had passed since they had escaped the derelict underworld mansion. There was madness in the deep, and the scalpers wore it more as fact than trophy. Decimated by strength, pursued through serpentine depths to the very brink of hell. They had been transformed, these men who had survived seasons of hunting and harvesting inhuman scalps in pursuit of the holy bounty. Their hearts, which had been heaped with scars, now stood cracked open. They walked raw, whether trekking across mountain ridges or filing through forest tunnels. And for all their regret, they were thankful. Gentle breezes carried the kiss of blessings. Shadows, rain, any sign of open sky, no matter how indirect, occasioned some small rejoice. They walked with the wonder of those who could not fathom their breath, their heartbeat. Who could not believe they still lived? Too few of them remained for the old scalper discipline to hold, or so it seemed to the old wizard. If any rules of the slog remained, they would have to be discovered on the way. The captain still commanded them. If anything, he seemed more archaic, more inscrutable and cruel. His Ainani garb, which was tattered before, had been reduced to black-stained rags. His shield, which he wore slung over his back, sported innumerable dents and clefts. But his authority, like everything else, had been transformed by their passage, not so much eroded as superimposed over other possibilities. Events had sorted them. Sarl was the primary example. Once the mouthpiece of the captain, he now skulked in the rear of their ragged line, his eyes fixed on his drunken steps, his fingers picking at the scabbed remnant of the wound on his cheek. Periodically he would cackle, a sharp, glutinous sound that jarred the others from their marching reveries. He spoke to no one, content to endlessly mutter to himself, nonsense about seeing hell mostly. Once or twice a day he would begin barking about the coffers. "The slog of slogs! Yes! Yes!" The few glances he spared his captain were filled with wounded terror. If the decimated company had yet possessed a second, it was Galian. The Nanser had emerged almost unscathed from Kellhus, a tribute to his luck and a boost to his prestige. Aside from soldiers, no one understood the importance of luck quite so profoundly as scalpers. Galian, along with Paquas and Zongus, had become a nucleus of sorts, a kind of conspiracy of the sane within the greater company. Strangely enough, they found their power in keeping their counsel. When the captain described this or that course of action, the skin-eater's eyes inevitably turned to the Nanser columnary. Almost without exception, Galian would pause for the sake of words unspoken, then nod his head-eye. He was never so foolish as to contradict the captain, and the captain was never so foolish as to provoke his contradiction. As always, Zongus ranged ahead, continually trotting where everyone save Cleric trudged. Were it not for his hunting skills, the expedition would have almost certainly perished.